Have you ever wondered how a boy king, Tutankhamun, came to rule one of the greatest civilizations of the ancient world? This question has puzzled historians for centuries as they try to piece together the enigma that is Tutankhamun. As we journey back in time, we find ourselves in the heart of the 18th dynasty of ancient Egypt, an era known for its grandeur, wealth, and complex political landscapes. Here, a young boy named Tutankhamun, barely in his double digits, ascends to the throne. The backdrop of his reign is a tumultuous one, filled with political strife, religious upheaval, and social instability. Tutankhamun, or King Tut as he is often affectionately called, was not born into an ordinary family. He was the son of Akhenaten, a controversial pharaoh known for his religious reforms. Tutankhamun's ascension to power was not a simple process, nor was it one that was widely accepted by his subjects. His reign, though brief, was marked by significant events and decisions that would shape the course of Egyptian history. He took the throne at a time when Egypt was in the midst of a political and religious crisis, brought on by his father's radical departure from traditional Egyptian religious practices. Tutankhamun, however, chose a different path. He sought to restore Egypt's traditional religion and mend the fractures that had formed within his kingdom. Yet despite his efforts, his rule was fraught with challenges. His reign was overshadowed by the influential figures of his court, his health was frequently in question, and his untimely death only added to the mystery surrounding his life. He was succeeded by Ai, a man whose role in the young king's life and reign is still a matter of debate among historians. The legacy of Tutankhamun, however, remains undiminished. His tomb, discovered nearly 3,000 years after his death, brought with it a renewed interest in ancient Egypt and its fascinating history. Now delve into the intriguing life of this young pharaoh whose reign remains a subject of fascination and speculation till today. Born as Tutankhaten, meaning living image of Aten, his life was destined for greatness. The very name Tutankhaten was a testament to his father's religious revolution, a shift from the worship of the traditional pantheon of Egyptian gods to the singular worship of Aten, the sun disk. Tutankhaten was born into a world of divine upheaval and grandeur. His father, Akhenaten, had forged a path of religious reform, casting aside the old gods and establishing Aten as the sole deity. This was an unprecedented move in a civilization as deeply rooted in tradition as ancient Egypt. And it sent ripples of change through every facet of society, from the highest echelons of power to the humblest of homes. Akhenaten's reign was a time of artistic and cultural revolution, and young Tutankhaten was at the heart of it all. As a prince, he would have been schooled in the ways of the court and the intricacies of his father's new religion. He would have watched as his father commissioned grand temples dedicated to Aten, their walls adorned with a new style of art that celebrated the natural world and the divine beauty of the sun disk. But the world of his childhood was not to last. With the death of his father, Tutankhaten found himself in a position few could imagine. He was a child barely out of his infancy, yet he was now the pharaoh of Egypt, the living god on earth, the intermediary between his people and the divine. His name was changed to Tutankhamun, meaning living image of Amun, in a move to restore the worship of the traditional god Amun. It was a symbolic return to the old ways, a re-establishment of the religious order that had been disrupted by his father's reign. As fate would have it, young Tutankhaten was destined to ascend the throne at an incredibly tender age. But as we'll soon find out, his reign was to be as remarkable as it was brief. At the tender age of 9, Tutankhaten ascended to the throne, becoming King Tutankhamun. This was no ordinary childhood. Imagine, if you will, being handed the reins of an entire civilization at an age when most children are just starting to grasp the basics of arithmetic. It was not merely a case of a name change. The young king's decision to adopt the name Tutankhamun was a clear signal of his allegiance to the god Amun, a deity of paramount importance in ancient Egypt. This was a significant shift from his father's controversial reign, which had favored the god Aten. With this change, Tutankhamun marked a return to Egypt's traditional religion and its pantheon of gods. However, ascending to the throne at such a tender age came with its own set of unique challenges. Navigating the labyrinth of royal responsibilities and decision-making was a daunting task for any ruler, let alone a child. It was a world of complex politics, intricate diplomacy, and immense pressures. Key to the young king's ability to hold his own amid these challenges were his advisors. These were seasoned veterans of the court, men who had served his father and were well versed in the machinations of power. Their advice and guidance were instrumental in helping the young king steer his kingdom through the tumultuous times that lay ahead. Chief among these advisors was a man of considerable influence who acted as a mentor to the young king. He guided Tutankhamun through the complexities of ruling, from religious rites to military strategy. Another key figure was Horemheb, the head of the army, who ensured the kingdom's security and stability. These were the men behind the throne, the unseen hands guiding the young king as he navigated the complexities of rulership. They played a crucial role in shaping the king Tutankhamun would become. Despite his youth and inexperience, King Tutankhamun was ready to lead. It was a childhood unlike any other, a baptism by fire that would shape the destiny of one of history's most fascinating figures. But that's a story for another day. For now, let's dwell on the remarkable ascension of a child king, a story that continues to captivate us thousands of years later. In his decade-long reign, King Tutankhamun made significant strides. Despite the brevity of his rule, the boy king, as he is often called, managed to effect profound changes within the Egyptian society, leaving a strong legacy behind. One of King Tutankhamun's crowning achievements was his commitment to restoring the old gods. Prior to his reign, his predecessor Akhenaten had introduced a new religion, worshipping only the sun god Aten and banishing the traditional pantheon of Egyptian gods. However, this monotheistic approach was not popular among the people, who yearned for the return of their old gods. Recognizing this, Tutankhamun, upon ascending the throne, immediately began to reinstate the old gods, restoring Egypt's traditional polytheistic religion. In line with this religious reformation, Tutankhamun also embarked on a building spree of temples dedicated to these old gods. Under his reign, the construction of temples flourished as a testament to his dedication to the old gods. The temples built during his reign, such as the famous Temple of Luxor, are considered some of the most beautiful and well-preserved in all of Egypt. These temples not only served as places of worship, but also as centers of culture and learning. This temple-building endeavor of Tutankhamun's was not only a spiritual mission, but an architectural marvel, showcasing the grandeur and sophistication of ancient Egyptian civilization. Aside from his religious and architectural feats, King Tutankhamun was also dedicated to ensuring Egypt's prosperity. Despite his youth, he proved to be a competent leader, steering Egypt towards stability and growth. He focused on improving foreign relations, especially with the neighboring Mitanni kingdom, solidifying peace treaties and promoting trade. These diplomatic efforts led to economic prosperity, with an influx of wealth and resources into Egypt. He also took steps to improve agriculture, understanding the importance of the Nile in the lives of his people. His reign saw an increase in the production of grain, which not only fed the people but also boosted the economy through trade. Perhaps what's most admirable about King Tutankhamun was his ability to rule with wisdom and grace despite his young age. He ascended the throne as a child, yet he managed to navigate the complex political landscape of his time, making decisions that had a lasting impact on Egypt. Despite the brevity of his reign, King Tutankhamun left an indelible mark on Egypt. His reign, though short, was a period of religious restoration, architectural innovation, and economic prosperity. His achievements attest to his dedication and leadership, making him one of the most renowned pharaohs in the annals of Egyptian history. The sudden death of King Tutankhamun at the age of 19 remains shrouded in mystery. Theories about his demise are as diverse as they are intriguing. Despite the multitude of studies and analyses, definite answers seem just out of reach, like a mirage in the vast Egyptian desert. Let's delve into some of these hypotheses, each adding a layer to the enigma that is Tutankhamun. One of the most common theories is that Tutankhamun succumbed to an illness. The young king's mummified body, discovered in the early 20th century, revealed that he was not in the best of health. Signs of malaria, a potentially deadly disease, were found in his remains. Coupled with a weakened immune system, it's plausible that such an illness could have claimed his life. However, what if the young pharaoh's death was not due to natural causes? Some suggest that Tutankhamun may have been the victim of foul play. The intrigue and power struggles that characterized ancient Egyptian royal courts make this theory a tantalizing possibility. Could it be that someone close to the king, perhaps envious of his power or covetous of the throne, decided to hasten Tutankhamun's journey to the afterlife? Then there's the theory that Tutankhamun's death was the result of a chariot accident. CT scans of his mummified body revealed a fractured leg. Could this injury, perhaps coupled with an infection, have led to his untimely demise? The image of the boy king in his golden chariot meeting his end in a tragic accident is a poignant one. Yet each of these theories, though compelling, has its detractors. For every scholar who supports the illness hypothesis, there's another who dismisses it, pointing out that many people survived malaria in ancient times. Those who favor the assassination theory find themselves grappling with the fact that there's no concrete evidence of a murder plot. And as for the chariot accident theory, well, some argue that the fracture could have occurred after death, during the mummification process. The truth is, we may never know for certain what led to Tutankhamun's death. His life was a complex tapestry of political power plays, religious upheaval, and personal struggles. His death, it seems, is no different. In the end, perhaps the mystery itself is part of Tutankhamun's allure. It reminds us that history is not just a collection of facts and dates, but a rich tapestry of stories, questions, and enigmas waiting to be explored. It's what makes Tutankhamun's story so enduring, so captivating. His death, like his life, continues to intrigue us, a mystery yet to be fully unraveled. King Tutankhamun's legacy was almost lost to time until a significant discovery in the 20th century. As the sands of Egypt shifted, they unveiled a treasure trove that had lay hidden for over 3,000 years. In the year 1922, a British archaeologist named Howard Carter stumbled upon the nearly intact tomb of this boy king. This discovery, tucked away in the Valley of the Kings, would become one of the most significant archaeological finds of the 20th century. Carter, who had been exploring Egypt for more than 30 years, was on a mission funded by his patron, Lord Carnarvon. They were on the brink of giving up when they found steps leading down into the earth. As they cleared the way, they uncovered a sealed doorway. Behind it lay the antechamber to the tomb of Tutankhamun, untouched by the hands of time or tomb raiders. The treasures found inside were beyond their wildest dreams. Over 5,000 artifacts were recovered, all of which gave us a unique insight into the life, death, and legacy of King Tutankhamun. Among the treasures were golden chariots, statues of the young king, and intricately carved alabaster vases. But the most captivating of all was the golden death mask of Tutankhamun, a masterpiece of ancient Egyptian art, crafted with such detail and precision that it seemed to capture the very essence of the young king. These artifacts were not just opulent treasures, they were historical snapshots, frozen in time. They provided a window into the era of Tutankhamun, shedding light on the customs, beliefs, and day-to-day life of ancient Egyptians. These treasures painted a vivid picture of a civilization that had long since passed, but whose influence continues to echo through the ages. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb also propelled him to global fame. His golden death mask became an iconic symbol of ancient Egypt, and his name became a household word. From academic circles to popular culture, Tutankhamun became synonymous with the grandeur and mystery of ancient Egypt. But beyond his posthumous fame, the discovery of his tomb served to illuminate the legacy of Tutankhamun. While his reign was short and marred by political turmoil, the treasures of his tomb tell a different story. They speak of a king who was respected and revered, a king who was buried with all the honors befitting his rank. They tell us that despite his youth and the challenges he faced, Tutankhamun was a significant figure in his time. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb also sparked a renewed interest in Egyptology. It led to a surge in archaeological exploration, as well as fostering a greater appreciation for ancient Egyptian culture and history. In a way, Tutankhamun continues to rule, not from a golden throne, but from the annals of history, captivating the imaginations of scholars, historians, and enthusiasts alike. Through this magnificent discovery, the boy king continues to captivate the world centuries after his demise. His tomb serves as a testament to the grandeur of ancient Egypt, and his life story continues to inspire and intrigue. King Tutankhamun may have left this world at a young age, but his legacy lives on, immortalized in the golden treasures of his tomb. As we continue to explore and understand his reign, we are reminded that our past is a treasure trove of stories waiting to be unearthed and told. And in the story of Tutankhamun, we find a tale of power, intrigue, and timeless fascination. The life of King Tutankhamun, brief as it was, holds a unique place in history. Despite his short reign of just 9 years, Tutankhamun's impact on ancient Egypt was profound. He ascended to the throne at a time of religious upheaval and political instability, and his reign marked a return to traditional Egyptian religious practices. Tutankhamun is often credited with restoring the ancient Egyptian pantheon, dissolving the monotheistic religion his father, Akhenaten, had imposed. This shift back to polytheism not only stabilized the kingdom religiously, but also politically, as the priests of the old gods regained their power and influence. Beyond his impact on ancient Egypt, Tutankhamun's influence on our understanding of the era is immeasurable. The discovery of his almost intact tomb in the early 20th century provided an unprecedented glimpse into the wealth and sophistication of the New Kingdom era. Each artifact, from his iconic golden mask to the intricately decorated chariots, offers a window into a civilization that flourished over 3,000 years ago. Even in death, Tutankhamun has had a remarkable journey. His posthumous fame far outstrips his achievements in life. The excitement surrounding the discovery of his tomb in 1922 catapulted him into the global spotlight, turning him into a household name. The curse associated with his tomb added a layer of mystery and intrigue, further fueling Tutankhamun's fame. Tutankhamun's relevance in today's popular culture is undeniable. His life and death have inspired countless books, films, and documentaries. His golden mask in particular has become a symbol of ancient Egypt, instantly recognizable and reproduced in countless forms. So while his reign was brief and marred by challenges, Tutankhamun's influence extends far beyond the boundaries of his kingdom and the timeline of his life. His story captivates us, not only because of his young age or his untimely death, but because it provides a tangible connection to a distant, fascinating past. The tale of Tutankhamun, the Boy King, continues to be a fascinating chapter in the annals of history. The Boy King, Tutankhamun, remains an enduring enigma. His tale is one of power, intrigue, and mystery, a life lived in the shadows of the pyramids and the glare of the Egyptian sun. His reign, though short, was marked by significant events and achievements that have echoed through the annals of history. As we journey back through the sands of time, we recall a boy thrust into the role of a god-king, ascending to the throne at a tender age. His rule was one marked by efforts to restore the old gods and mend a kingdom fractured by religious revolution. Yet, like a shooting star, his reign was brilliant but brief, and his untimely death has been a topic of speculation for centuries. Tutankhamun's achievements, while overshadowed by the mystery of his death, were not insignificant. He presided over a period of restoration and construction, leaving behind a legacy etched in stone and preserved in the dry desert air. His successors, notably Ay and Horemheb, continued his efforts, further stabilizing the kingdom and ensuring the longevity of Egyptian civilization. Yet despite our knowledge of his life and times, Tutankhamun remains an enigma. The exact cause of his death, the details of his reign, and the intricacies of his personal life are still subjects of ongoing research. Archaeologists and historians continue to explore and investigate, each new discovery shedding a sliver of light on the enigmatic Boy King. The discovery of his tomb in the early 20th century sparked a global fascination with ancient Egypt, a fascination that endures to this day. His golden mask, a symbol of his divinity and power, is one of the most recognized artifacts in the world, a reflection of our enduring fascination with this young pharaoh. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of this young pharaoh, his story serves as a testament to the enduring allure of ancient Egypt.